Hi, everybody. My name is Chantal Mailloux. I'm a French Canadian from Montreal, and I'm a stew masseuse on yacht, private yacht. And I want to introduce you to Emmeline, crew agent from Angel on Board, and we're gonna discuss a little bit more about what is the job as a stew masseuse on board. So, Emmeline, hi.
Hello, Chantal. How are you doing?
I am good, and you? Thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, I'm excited to share what I know about yachting and about being a stewardess massage therapist.
Exactly. And what is yachting? That's the first thing that everybody is asking me. People are asking me, is it cruise line, cruise ship? Absolutely not. Can you talk with us about a little bit more about that?
Yeah, yachting is an industry of working on yachts. So it's not cruise ships; it's private yachts owned by private people. And I mean, it can start at the very basic sailing yachts and go up to 150-meter motor yachts. For being a massage therapist on yachts, the yachts are usually a little bit bigger. They're usually 40 meters plus, and they have typically a crew of more than 9 people, up to some of the larger yachts have crews of 60 people, for example. And the owners like to have a massage therapist on board. And so they've created this dual role, which is stew massage therapists. It can also be sometimes combined with other roles, such as deckhand. It might be deckhand massage therapist as well, but usually it's an interior role that it's combined with.
Yes. And what is a stewardess? What the stewardess do on a yacht?
Well, stewardessing on a yacht includes housekeeping, laundry, food service, cocktail making, provisioning, and basically cleaning, a lot of cleaning. And many boats, not all of them, but many boats, the roles are predominantly stewardessing, and it's combined with massage therapy. Some of the larger boats, you may be doing massage therapy a lot of the day when the guests are on board, but there's always times when there aren't guests on board, and then most of your role will be doing cleaning or the provisioning or the laundry. So if you wanted to go into the industry as a massage therapist combined with stewardess, then you have to like cleaning. It's really important.
Excellent. And if you decide to go in this world, do you have certain certification that you need to have?
Yeah, there's a certificate which takes about a week to get. And it's called the STCW Basic Training, and this covers you for sea survival. It teaches you basics of firefighting and like the responsibilities that you have and about the security and safety on board, and basic first aid. So every private yacht, every private professional yacht requires every crew member to have that, and it needs to be updated every 5 years as well. Sometimes if people have worked on usually if people have worked on cruise ships, they will have done that training as part of their initiation onto the vessel.
So this is a mandatory certification.
It's mandatory, and also there's a medical certificate needed to show that you're in good health. Usually that's an ENG1, it's called, which you can get from specific doctors, and that just takes an hour usually, and just to show that you're in good health to work at sea.
So those certification or the ING1, this is something we can worldwide find easily in different countries, right?
Yeah, they're very easy to do in countries which have a seafaring tradition. So in the UK, there's lots of places that offer the SCCW, but they're all around the world, including the Philippines.
So we just have to make some research on Google, I guess.
Exactly.
And do you know what is a typical day as a massage therapist on board? You're starting what time? This is a question I get a lot. Like, what are you doing? What do you have breaks? Are you working 20 hours? I said, well, no, we have to have some rest as well.
Yeah, of course. And I can answer this question with authority because I did it. I was a stewardess massage therapist for 2.5 years on a 70-meter charter boat. So I can speak to my experience in that role. It varies depending on the size of the boat and how busy the boat is and whether it's private or charter. That means whether it has paying guests who rent the boat for a week or 2 weeks or longer, or if it's just used by the owners and their friends. But I would say typically when the guests aren't on board, then it would be like an 8 o'clock start in the morning. There'd be some morning duties. As the interior, you'd be cleaning the interior from top to bottom, maintaining it. You'd be cleaning the crew areas. You may be doing the crew laundry, maybe restocking the crew mess, and then you would, if you were preparing the boat, you may be doing something called detailing. And I never heard of detailing before I joined yachting, but it involves basically it's a very deep clean of the guest areas.
This is another level of cleaning.
It's another level. It's getting the cotton buds out into the corners. It's vacuuming the ceilings. It's polishing the marble. And so that's usually what people are doing at the beginning of the season and also in between guest trips. When the guests are on board, it can be a bit different. Usually, most interior teams rotate their crew. So you'll have somebody who starts early to prepare the boat before the guests wake up, and then they'll be cleaning the interior area. If you're a massage therapist, you may be on call to do massages, and then when the guests start to get up for breakfast, you'll be going into their cabins, making their beds, cleaning their bathrooms, and then continually through the day you'll be checking toilets, making sure everything's tidy, plumping cushions, and making sure the guests have everything they need and everything is in like perfect condition all the time. And then in the evening there will be, as the guests have dinner, there'll be turn downs as well, so be tidying the cabins again and making sure they're all ready for when the guests return to the cabins. That's usually on the interior, on the housekeeping side, but obviously there are some massage therapists who do combine with laundry or service, and that would involve laying tables, serving food on the service side, and the laundry would be doing all of the laundry for the guests and the crew.
And as a massage therapist, how many massage can you do per day? Is it more in the morning, in the evening? Is there a typical schedule for the massage therapist?
It really depends on the boat, and I think it helps a lot if you're flexible and if you keep an open mind. Often, if it's a private boat, the owners may be quite predictable. So maybe the sir has a massage every evening at 5 o'clock, before dinner, or Madame has 2 hours in the afternoon. But if it's a charter boat, then anything can happen. You may get charter guests who don't use the massage therapists at all, so you may not do a whole massage for a week, or they may want 5 massages a day. I think typically it depends on how big a crew is, but typically a massage therapist would probably not be doing more than 3 hours a day. However, on the bigger boats, it's definitely possible to do more hours than that.
So
what was your experience?
It depends about everything. It depends about the boats. It depends about the clients. It depends about so many different characteristics.
And this is definitely a challenge of the job, because you may be tired from all of the other physical work. Being a stewardess is very physical, and then you need to find the energy and the strength within you to ground and give a treatment whilst you still may be very tired. So yeah, it's a challenge, but it's a good one.
It's a good challenge.
Yeah.
You mentioned private and charter. Is there a big difference for private and charter?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference is usually the potential money you can earn. So with charters, typically a charter guest will leave a tip, and that can be really sizable. So if you have several weeks of charter every summer, it can increase your earnings by another 10,000, 20,000 euros potentially. And private boats may be quieter, they may be used less, you may have more time off, or they may be used very heavily if the owners are largely live aboard. So certainly if you're going into the industry, ask these questions in the interview: how much the boat is going to be used if they charter, and if they do charter, how many weeks of charter they would get. Those are really valuable questions to ask.
There's a lot of people asking me, is working on a yacht like that is the same typical thing as below deck? And we can maybe explain what is below deck for people who never watched that TV show.
I have to admit, I've only watched 2 episodes. So I can't really say how different it is. It's dramatized. I mean, Below Deck is a reality TV program on a super yacht, and it gives you a good idea of what work might be involved. And obviously, it's entertainment. It's a TV program, so they make the drama bigger. And
Yeah, it's for the TV, but at the end, I did watch a couple of episodes, and it's like, okay, this is exactly what we're doing. This is yes, but this drama part is just for the TV show as well.
yeah.
But it's
So
giving
it's
you a kind of idea.
yeah, it gives you an idea of the roles and the pressures and the variety that of guests you can have. It gives you a good idea.
Yeah. As massage therapist, do you need a specific certification, and what type of certification? Because it's kind of different worldwide countries also.
Of course, it's there's different qualifications, as you say, around the world. So I would suggest it needs to be a professional qualification that's taken a decent amount of time. Obviously, in the States and in Canada, the training is very rigorous, and it involves a lot of hours of study. In Europe, they have the ITEC system, which is more of a general. It can be more of a general beauty training with massage as a smaller element. But whatever, and then obviously different countries have different qualifications. So I would say that it's a good level of certification plus experience, either in a spa, private practice, or a clinic. Because if somebody is just qualified as a massage therapist, I don't recommend that they go directly onto a boat as a stewardess massage therapist, because you may be massaging the most important, influential, richest people in the world, and under some circumstances which aren't always that easy. So I would really recommend that people have that experience, that professional experience, that they know that they've it's like when you learn to drive a car. You actually start learning when you actually start, after you've qualified, really. So I would suggest that people have at least a year experience in a spa or a clinic prior to going on board.
Land somewhere.
Mm.
Exactly. So basically, Swedish massage, shiatsu, Thai massage, sports massage, all of those things, it's really a big asset to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's great if you have a lot of different massage therapies you can offer. However, I always say, like, it's more important that the quality of massage that you offer is good, and the quality of your touch. So Swedish and deep tissue massage, I think, is what is requested, in my experience, 80% of the time. Extra kinds of massage are also a bonus. And as massage therapists, we usually love learning new techniques, right? So like, we can just gather them as we go along. But I think the most asked for treatments are Swedish and deep tissue. Plus, also, if you have the opportunity to do any beauty training, then that's also a big plus.
One of the questions I get a lot, and I can answer for that, is if English is not your first language, as mine, is it difficult to be in this industry? I mean, you can answer that, but I can give a little something at the end.
I think it makes it more difficult, but not impossible. It's an international industry. There are people. There's a lot of people working in it who have English as their first language. It's very popular with British people, South African people, Australian, New Zealand, American, Canadian. Actually, not. I don't meet so many Canadians actually in yachting, but however, there are also lots of people from Europe, from Asia, from South America, and whose English isn't their first language. But I think you need to have a good level, a good understanding, because otherwise it will be stressful. And I do know people who've gone into yachting and their English has improved a lot. So, and I really know about boats which are predominantly English based, but they also may be boats which have Spanish crew or French crew. So I can't speak to those yachts. If you only have basic English, it is a difficult industry to be in.
Exactly. From my
Yeah.
side, you hear me making tons of mistakes, but you understand what I'm saying, which is what we want in yachting. So yeah, I met a lot of crew in Europe, and they're like, "Yeah, my English is not like perfect, perfect. It's not perfect, but everybody's understand you. So like, that's fine. That's fine."
Yeah, absolutely fine. Yeah, absolutely fine. And that's what makes it interesting. You learn, you meet different cultures, you learn about each other. And that, I think, is, for me, was certainly one of the things I loved about yachting, like a whole international family.
And you just said a lot of things that you like. So can you tell us what is the beneficial of working on yacht? Like, do you have certain specific things then you're like, oh wow, on yacht you have this, but you cannot have this on land?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's a great way to travel and see the world, even though sometimes you may be in a place and not actually get to step ashore. Um, but you will have downtime as well when you get to be in these locations. It's the potential to earn money and save money is great because you've got no expenses. You're not paying rent or for food or for bills. And if you're wise and save money and don't just spend it on sunglasses and alcohol, you've got the potential you really have the potential to save money. And I know so many people who have managed to put a deposit on for a house or an apartment. Some people, if they stay in yachting for a long time, they might just be able to buy an apartment completely when they leave yachting. And this is a really wonderful opportunity. I see it. Plus, yeah, it's a great, you can meet some amazing people. You become very close with them very quickly. They become like your family because everybody is away from their family. And so that's a really plus. It's a great way to learn about yourself. Some of the situations can be stressful, they can be conflict. So from a personal development opportunity, a growth opportunity, there's lots of opportunity for that in yachting. What do you like about it?
Oh my God, meeting people. Well, wow, it's amazing. And like you're saying, at the end, you learn so much from yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And don't get me wrong, I really think it's amazing, the opportunity to meet some of the most influential people in the world. Like, I have massaged the heads of leading thinkers, and it's been a real privilege.
Also, sometimes
And
you're in Italy and you wake up the next day, you're in France. You're like, wow, how this is possible?
It's
in
another
my
industry like
bed
it.
and I'm just like, oh wow, I'm in Italy today. Wow.
Yeah. And the food is good. Oh my God, usually the chefs on the boats, the food's amazing.
This is one of the biggest part also. The food is amazing. For the people who are watching us, Emmeline, I always say Emmeline because I put it in English. For the people who are watching us at the moment and they're like, oh wow, this sounds really interesting. They're going to do their STCW first. They're going to go to have their IMG1 after. And what's the next step?
The next step is then to do your internet research, sign up with the major agencies and main crew agencies. Angels on Board, we are the only and the one and only crew agency that specialises in spa and fitness crew. And we have some amazing clients. So yeah, and if you have the opportunity, the best thing is to go to a major port. So either south of France, like Antibes, or Palma in Mallorca in Spain, or Fort Lauderdale in America, and go and meet people and go and see people face to face, take a lot of CVs, dock walk between the boats, introduce yourself, go out, meet people, network. And this is really the way to start to make those inroads and there may be a chance to do some day work. Like they might say, oh, actually we need some help preparing the boat today, come on board. And then you can start to put that day work on your CV. And it's getting your first job is a challenge because it's people like to see that you've got yacht experience. So you really have to be very determined to get that first job. Once you've got it, as long as you do well, and as long as it's the right job for you, then the next jobs will come quite easily. And I would say there's a deficit of good quality stewardess massage therapists in the industry, and there has been fewer entering. So it's a really good time to enter the industry now.
And you mentioned a couple of words that people who are watching us at the moment don't necessarily know it. It's not so important to understand now, like day working, dog walking, and all of those details. You can probably reach them on internet. And also, I'm going to put some link down below, and you're going to like. There's a girl that I really love. Chandra is having a Facebook page called Start Yachting. I'm going to make some little notes about all of those details down below of this video, so you can have more information about that. So I think, do you have something else then you want to bring, Emmeline?
I'm just curious about your experience and what you would say to people to encourage them, if you would encourage them to join yachting.
I decided to join yachting in January 2020, but COVID hit. So that was really difficult at the beginning. You need to be patient. You need to be really patient. You need to make a lot of networking. For me, the key was the networking. How do you network? At that time, it was online. So this is how we met, you and I. Also, in Fort Lauderdale, in Antibes, or in Palma, just go on certain bars where the yachty are. Don't drink too much as well. This is how, this is agency all the time. And dock walk is mean you go to certain boats and you're just asking, hey, have you need somebody to help you? And you just go with your cards or your resume. All the networking you can do, it's the best things, or webinar online, or, oh, there is a wine tasting tonight with like tons of crew. Go there. You're shy, don't care, just go there. You're gonna meet some people. And this industry, everybody is really friendly. Everybody is like alone or with one or two people, and at the end, come with us, there's no problem. So just networking is the key to find a job. And now I'm in this industry since 1.5 years, and I'm still searching jobs sometimes. I just network and it's working.
Yeah. Absolutely. On our website, we have advice for people starting out in the industry, and I also offer a monthly Zoom webinar for anybody who has a question and answer session for people new to the industry. Any question is allowed, doesn't matter how small or silly. It's just to put aside any worries that you might have, or give you the information that you're not finding online. So
I'm going to put the every details about your agency as well down below. Thank you so much for joining us. So this is Emmeline from a yacht crew agent from Angel on Board, and we're going to see each other. I think you're in Palma or you're in Barcelona?
I'm based in Mallorca. Yeah, I'm based in Mallorca. So we'll see you next time you're in the Balearics.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chantal. Bye.
Bye.